Welcome to as we reflect on last week's episode.
Yes.
And one of the things that popped into my head was when Mandy was like, I'm so sorry that I sound like a man hater. But it made me think of my broker, when we were talking during one of our meetings, I looked at him and I said, no offense, which we all know when you say that, it really is offensive. So
All
why do
of
we
the
say it?
offense.
All the offense. But I said, no offense, but I fucking hated men in my 20s. And then I proceeded on. And then the next day, I had so much guilt. I was like, oh my gosh, like I basically told this man to fuck off. And I don't know if I put context in it. Like I blacked out. I have no idea what I said after that. And so I texted him and I said, I am so sorry. I really do respect you. And I don't necessarily hate men nowadays, but in my 20s I did. And his response back was so freaking funny. He actually said, I couldn't have been less offended. I have 2 daughters and I hope they're just like you and fucking hate men in their 20s too. And I
God
was like,
bless.
this is why my new brokers, they're fucking amazing. I love them. But how funny is that? Like, I
Mhm,
was sitting there going, oh my God, I just told this man to fuck off. And I
mhm.
blacked out. I don't know if I gave
I think
context,
we
but
should
he's like, no,
tell more men to fuck off.
you
I
know,
do.
I've probably told a lot of men to fuck off in my day. I'm pretty sure my favorite F word is fuck.
That's my
So
second, right behind free. I don't know. They flip flop. They're interchangeable between free and fuck. I don't know. But
free and fuck.
my
You get
fucks are
free
free.
fucks. Oh my gosh. But anyways, that was my reflection on our last episode and just talking about like, why do we feel like we get stuck? And you know what?
Mhm,
Sometimes when you think that you might have hurt somebody's feelings, which in
mhm,
today's day and age is very easy to do, and maybe you should just confront it and be like, "Hey,
mhm,
I just want to own what I did." And then you'll be
mhm.
surprised that they really didn't care. And you're like, fuck.
So
So go do the damn thing. Tell somebody to
mhm.
fuck off. See what
to
happens.
to that point, Cassie, I want to encourage you because I will. I'm gonna tell a man to fuck off every chance I get. And what I mean when I say fuck off is decenter yourself. Take yourself out of this equation and realize you're not that special. And that sounds really aggressive, but honest to God, none of us are that special. None of us are that special.
It could go for men
Nobody
and women with our big
exactly.
Right.
egos.
That's what I'm saying. So like nobody is watching you suck at something. Like nobody, and if they are, fuck them, because
I was
none
like,
of us
again,
are that
that's more
special.
about them. So if they are offended,
Exactly.
it's more about them
Exactly.
than it is.
And
Yeah.
that's the whole point of all of this. If we take ourselves out of the center of the universe and realize like it's not really about us, we're not really that special. Let people exist and try the things and do the things and be all of the things or what have you. Like they don't even give a shit about us and we don't need to give a shit about them if they don't
Well, don't
exist
they
in the
have this
world.
saying that says like nobody cares about you as much as you do? So like
Correct.
why not go do the thing? Why not yap on your videos? Why
Why
not
not?
go do all these like nobody cares. Like we put this stigma on ourselves that people are going to
Mhm,
judge us. But really, we are judging us. And so allow yourself
mhm,
some fucking grace to be
mhm.
a beginner, to do the things.
Yes, why not?
Well, and I think too, reflection is that we have a standard because we are the standard, right? So we value
Mhm,
ourselves now. We are coming into ourselves. We know what we bring to the table. And well, yeah, you can bet your ass. Either you're gonna bring to the table what I need, or I'm not fucking around and finding out that point in
ain't
life.
nobody got time for that.
We ain't got time for that shit.
And
Absolutely
it's
not.
it's yes, I can, buy my own flowers, but if you're not willing to buy the flower, then we're not doing that. So it's not I'm not asking of anybody else in my life to do anything that I wouldn't do myself. And if I am, that's a problem. And so that's where the reflection
Mhm,
needs to be for
mhm,
people. Man or woman,
mhm.
whatever, it doesn't matter. If you are not willing to do it, why ask that of somebody else? And if you are asking it of somebody else, then it means that you are capable of doing that and something in you also is that way. So double standards, things like that, please reflect.
We are simply reflecting.
Well, and I think we talked about this, but it just reminded me of the reflection too, is when you're a beginner and you're like, okay, this is where I'm at and this is where I want to be. The problem that a lot of us do, and I won't say everyone, but a lot of us do, is when we get right here, we're almost to the finish line, we raise the bar again. We
Cassie.
constantly raise the bars on ourselves. I know I'm the worst. That's why I'm calling myself out, but that's also why I started telling you guys these things. That way you can be like, hold the fucking phone, Cassie.
Right.
But like we do, and then we're disappointed. And I think that flows back into what we were talking about too, is because you keep raising the fucking bar and the standard, you never allow yourself to cross the finish line and be happy and excited and then set a
Mhm.
new intention. You just constantly move it. And I think people get so discouraged because you never get that gratification of finally completing something. Like those baby steps still count, but for some reason you just keep moving it and disappointing your own damn self.
Very much goes into having gratitude and celebrating where you're at
Mhm.
and the things that you have done and are accomplishing. Because otherwise, you do develop that grass is greener on the other side mentality,
Resentment.
or always, yeah, resentment, always needing the next big thing. And
Mhm.
those responses, they're actually trauma responses. You've got to be able to reach where you're at. We're not saying to not continue to set new goals and new heights, but it's not wanting that next big thing because we've reached this place and now we think like we're at a plateau or we're backtracking or we're bored. No, we reached this. Let's celebrate that. Let's sit in it. Let's feel good about it. And then let's go to the next thing.
Yeah. I I definitely think that needs to be a thing because the instant gratification and you're like, it doesn't happen. And that's why they do talk about when you're setting goals, like send create like stepping stones or whatever. Or even it makes me think of people doing their 2026 bingo cards and like, what do I want these things to happen? And it's like, well, when something happens, you get to exit off. And that's why people talk about like it's so I mean, Mary, you still write in your physical planner on top of a calendar, right? And you're like, it's the act of actually doing something. And you're like, that feels good. And then when you finally get a bingo, what prize you got? Or I actually saw somebody else do punch cards. Like they said, if you
Mhm.
like one of them was like, if you saved $1,000, this is what you got. If you did
Mhm.
XYZ, this is what you got. Like, because it's true. Like if we because we love spoiling ourselves. Let's be honest. We nobody cares about you as much as you do. And when you get to spoil yourself, you're like, this is fucking awesome. And so like creating those small steps, then it makes you want to keep going instead of, "Oh, I'm not getting $1,000. Well, yeah, but you saved $20 this week. Fuck yeah. There
In
you
this
go. Like,
economy, fuck yeah.
all right. No shit. So that ain't no lie.
All right.
So
Well, those were our reflections of the last week's episode. Please comment or fill out our form and give us your reflections.
yes, we would love to hear. We always love to hear. And if you have a story or anything that you want us to chat and talk about, the form link is in the show notes. So, with
Even
that,
if it's challenging, we like it. Write to us. Be angry that we said something today.
I love it. Fuel the fire.
Do it.
Okay.
Well, with that, we appreciate you understanding that we have gone bi weekly with our episodes, and our filler episodes are our reflections of the previous one. And we look forward to seeing you on our next episode. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.